Hi there. Welcome to another session of Brain Training, a place where I train my English by explaining LeetCode solutions. And for today's session, we're going to tackle concatenation of array. Without further ado, let's dive right in. As always, the first part here is to understand what the problem wants from us. I'm not gonna lie, just by reading the description wasn't easy to understand the problem requirements. But in simple terms, what the problem wants is you receive a nums array of integer, and your goal is to make a copy of it, append to the original one, and return the result as a single array. Still not that simple to understand, right? So let's do this step by step. You receive an array of integers as input. You make a copy of it. You will append this cop to the end of this array. It will be something like this. And then we just return the result. Return result. Take the array, double it, and return the result as a single array. But by this description over here, it's kind of tricky to understand the final goal. With that being said, let's go to the first approach for this problem. Like always, let's go over the brute force solution. I'm not sure if this is the brute force solution. It seems to me more like a dumb solution. And I'm not gonna lie again, this was my original attempt. This is what I did. I will show here what I did to solve this problem without searching for a better solution. This is what I came with. That I came up with. Go something like this. Just like that. I swear. Don't judge me. So let's give this a try and see what we got. There we have it. The worst solution possible. That's what I came up with. This is my reality as a developer. So here we have two redundant loops. This is already a red flag. A mutable list, not needed actually for this algorithm. And two separate for loops. Redundant and kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. And also, converting the entire mutable list to a int array. Not a good solution at all. Let's go over the time complexity. Is linear time. We're going to over the entire array twice, but removing the constant. It have a linear time complexity, a linear space complexity for this one. So how are we going to improve this ugly stuff? We can improve this a little bit just by using a Kotlin feature that I was not aware at the time. We don't need two for loops, separate for loops for this. We can use something like this. Repeat twice. Stupid. it just put the for loop there. So Kotlin has this repeat function that takes as parameter a time, how many times a action should be performed. So I want to go over this array, the same array twice. This is the first improvement. Still bad. Still not that good, but it's visual, it's more concise version using the native features of your language. It's really important to know a little bit about the features of your language, okay? This is what the first thing this problem taught me. And the second thing was pay attention to details. My first mistake is to create a mutable list. Why? Why I'm creating a mutable list? This is the same thing as a dynamic array. This data structure will basically request more memory at runtime if needed. This is the gist of it. Dynamic list. There's a lot more into it, but the basic thing is I use this mutable list because I want to increase the size of my linear data structure dynamically. But for this problem, if I paid attention, I would notice that I already know the size of the result array up front, so I don't need to use a different type of linear data structure. I could use array int array and pass the size that I already know that are going to be twice the size of the input array. Because as we know, the result array contains all elements of the original array plus all elements of its copy. So it will be twice the size just by thinking, just by using the brain. Secondly, we don't need to use this because we can do this using a single loop. Inside this loop, we're going to do something really neat. Here we're going to simultaneously add all the elements of the nums and its copy into the result array. Just like this. Let's draw what's going on here. For each iteration in this for loop, we're going to add the same element twice. We start at 0. We're going to add 1 to the position 0 and 1 also to the position 0 plus the size of nums array. Let me put the positions here so you can understand, because base 0 is always tricky to understand, right? So position 3. 0 and position 3, we're going to add the same elements. And then next iteration, now we are in the index 1. So same element going to the index 1 and 1 plus size that we're going to be 4. In the last iteration, we have 2 as an index. So index 2, we have 1. 2 plus 3 will be 5. And this is all the elements within the array. And here, because we are already creating an int array, we don't need to convert. We can just return the result array. That's, my friend, is the improvement for this algorithm. Look at that beautiful improvement right there. It's amazing, man. Look, just by being smart, we don't need to go over 2 for loops. We don't need to create a dynamic array. Everything is good. This what this simple problem taught me a lot of things about myself. Oh yeah, but that's it. I hope you like it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.